welcome to another episode of Woody's Roundup. I'm Laura, and Woody's joining us over there. Hi, Woody.
Hello. I just wanted to let you know someone's poisoned the water hole.
Oh, jeez.
So be alert. Don't drink the water. It's been poisoned.
You're so funny. Today we're going to talk about
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's
Oh my gosh, she just drew a blank over Galaxy's Edge.
Oh my gosh.
How could you draw a blank over Galaxy? God. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit that gap out. I can't.
I'm so sorry.
Here, let me complete that. We're gonna talk about Galaxy's Edge.
I'm sorry.
At Walt Disney World.
Okay. And we are also going to touch on Animal Kingdom's Avatar.
Pandora. What, the Valley of the I don't know. It's wherever the land is.
We'll Google that real quick before we get to that. No, I'm just kidding. So we're also going to talk about some other experiences in Animal Kingdom that we got to experience this year. But first, Galaxy's Edge. So let's talk about the magic hours and how you made me get up at 5:15 a.m.
Okay, so I am ready to talk about Galaxy's Edge if you couldn't tell. Okay, so we went this past week or two. A week ago. We went to Hollywood Studios on the day where they had extra magic hours in the morning. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that means the park opens at 6. So we got up at 5. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me tell you how this started, though. This doesn't have anything to do with the park. Okay, this has to do with the resort. We stayed at Coronado, which is a lovely, wonderful, always a go-to great resort. So we get up and we start walking to the bus stop, and it's like 6:15. And, you know, we had wanted to leave at 6, but it wasn't a big deal. We're relaxed. We just wanted to beat the crowd to Galaxy's Edge. We thought, man, it's going to be a huge crowd. It's going to see people. Let's just go. We want to see it before there's a ton of people. Then we leave, come back, take a nap. Well, we get to the bus stop, and the bus doesn't get there until 6:45, almost close to 7. So we get, you know, we woke up early for these extra magic hours.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And sure enough, we lost an hour of it just waiting on the bus.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate.
It was. And there were people at the bus stop that were there before us.
That were waiting for the 6 o'clock open.
That were waiting for the 6 o'clock open, and the bus never showed, and it was quite sad.
Yeah. So we'll push that to the side. We were in such a good mood. It really didn't matter.
That's right.
So we get to Hollywood Studios, and it's still dark. So that was kind of a fun feeling, you know, like it was still dark, and it was a good crowd of people already there, though, at like 6:45 or 6:50. So we make a beeline to Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, but we really don't know where it's at. We didn't do our research, you know, so we were like, we want to go. They got the Smuggler's Run, blah 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 blah. We want to go. So we go, we keep walking. All of a sudden, we pop up on Toy Story Land.
Yeah,
and that was lovely. Like, we walked around the corner and we had heard that it opened and saw pictures, but, you know, it was like, oh, this is beautiful. This is cute. Like, look at the lights. Like, so that was a pleasant surprise. So then we kept walking, and then all of a sudden we see like this little tunnel area. Uh-huh. We're like, oh, okay, that must be it. And sure enough, that was it. And so you walk down this like ramp with these, first let me say, everything in this, in that park or that land is just next level attention to detail. Like, it is absolutely unreal. Like the lights, the trash cans, like, and you're walking down, and then we heard when you walk into I don't even know what part it is, but you walked and you hear the ship go, like, it sounds like a ship is going over your head. It's just crazy. Mm-hmm. It is the attention to details up. So when you walk in and it kind of opens up to like the Smuggler's Run ride and stuff like that area, you just have to take a second. You really do have to just, for a second, look around and say, people made this. Like, this is not an actual outpost in a galaxy far, far away that people still, like, this is, I can't believe, like, up until a couple months ago, people were like with hammers and stuff working on this, you know? So it was for me, it was like breathtaking. Now, what did you think when you saw it for the first time?
So we don't have kids, but I thought to myself, this is why parents bring their kids. So you see the look and I saw the look on Woody's face.
Oh,
Like,
I could not. And let me say this too. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan, okay, but my star preference show is Star Trek, right? So two very different worlds. So I appreciate Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I've seen them all. 100 times, and I love it. But for me to be in that much of shock, I cannot imagine a diehard Star Wars fan or a little kid that, like, I cannot imagine the look on their face when they got there and you see the Millennium Falcon sitting there, and it's like, it was a moment where like for me, I'm 38 years old. It was a moment where I had to, like, oh, let me catch my breath. Okay, this is so, what's the word? The hyper realism of it. Like, it's almost like, I've always said, and it's very geeky of me to say, I wish Star Trek was real because I want to be on the ship. I want to hear the hum of the ship. Like, there's something about watching Next Generation to me that I love the show. It always makes me a little sad. I know this sounds pitiful. It always makes me a little sad too when I watch it because I wish it was real. Because I would absolutely want to be on that ship and see the stars flying by and hearing the ship. And for the first time in my entire life, going in this world, you have that feeling. Like, I'm here.
yeah.
Like, I'm here. Like, this is not a theme park. This is actually, this is a real land. And I have been transported here. And it's wonderful. You hear the noises, the engine start up. But yeah, so I had to catch my breath several times.
And I think for me, as a semi Star Wars fan, I enjoy the movies. I particularly like the three, classics. I love Yoda.
The OGs.
Thanks. And I do enjoy the newer movies.
Yeah, The Force Awakens.
I did like The Force
The Last
Awakens.
Jedi. They were good. I didn't mind them. They were great.
I think Rey is a great character.
Yeah.
I like Finn. I like all those guys. But I'm not, for me, put me in Tinkerbell's, like...
Yes. Princess Land. Where does Princess Land coming, by the way?
I know.
That's going to be between Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge.
I was hoping that, Toy Story Land would come. But I really am waiting for, that fairy type...
Pixie Hollow.
Pixie Hollow.
Yeah.
Come on, give me Pixie Hollow. No. But first thing I noticed was the scale. I loved that they didn't do the Millennium Falcon in some sort of forced perspective, or, I love that it was like I could walk up on.
It's there. Like, it's like it's parked there with the ramp
amazing.
Open, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed the sort of marketplace, how it felt like things were like these little stairways that were going to sort of faux doors, whether they were faux or not, I don't know, but it was awesome. I did appreciate the stormtroopers sort of talking to you.
Yeah, there was one, you walk by one part and they have like, it's like a mechanic shop, I guess. I don't know. And then he was walking up top, and this is my first experience with a stormtrooper there. And it's like, he looked at me and talked to me.
Yeah.
And the stormtrooper was like something, I can't remember what he said.
You
but
with the data pad.
Yeah, it was just like, it took me a second. It was like,
yeah.
Oh, wow. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the attention to detail. I have a little things that I'm going to talk to about later.
Okay. Sure.
But I'm just geeking out over the scale and the decor, and everything looks like it has been worn. They're like laser blast on the sides of the ships.
I love that.
You know, and then so when we got there, we were there early. Like, at this point, it was like 7:00, right?
Yep.
And then we walk up and we see Smuggler's Run only has a 40-minute wait, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 35.
Yeah, 35-minute wait. And so we were like, oh, what the heck? Let's do it. Right.
Yeah.
So disclaimer though, Laura gets as well. We get extremely motion sick. Okay. So when I say extreme, like I have to drive everywhere. I can't ride in a car. I have to drive. So for us, we have to be very selective over the rides that
Right.
we're on.
We kind of break it down into thrills and chills.
If we do a thrill ride, it's the last ride of the day, and we're going back to if we even do one.
Right.
You know, so for us, and now I'm going to put this on my shoulders. I did not properly research Smuggler's Run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I heard it was a new ride.
Yep.
That it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to do it. I didn't research what it was about.
Right.
Like I just geeked out. Like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So we go in to do that. And the queue for this ride is a ride in itself, in my opinion.
Yes.
I would have liked, honestly, if you just had that where I could walk through, that's fine. That's enough of a ride for me. Because the part where you walk in and then like the I don't know what they're working on the engine or something, and it revs up and then it overheats. And that,
Well, you're in the smuggler's bay.
Yes.
You're in where they've stolen parts or they've brought in things and they're trying to fix it up to sell or whatever.
and so that just had this level of detail that you haven't seen it before.
No.
Like in no other park, like can you walk in and like you feel the engine cut on and it overheats and even the vents open up and the laser blast on the side. So just all in all, the attention to detail, it just blows you away. Okay, so then you get to the ride. Okay, and the animatronic of him what's his name? Oh gosh.
You're asking me?
Yeah, I told someone's gonna be like he is not even a fan. All right, but let's just say this: the animatronic is amazing when you walk in and before you get your ticket. It's just again attention to detail. Attention to detail is crazy. So then you go in and you get your position. So I did not know this part, and again, this is my fault for not researching it. Like there's 6 people in the ride. You're one of 6, and you're given a position to operate, I guess, during the ride. Like there's 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and engineers. So we get gunners when we go in, right?
Yeah, we did.
And I immediately thought, awesome. I just get to shoot stuff. This is great. And I was not disappointed, and I actually liked that position. I had no clue what the other people did except for the pilot. I kind of assumed they would be flying the ship. But yeah, we get in and just the seats and everything are just unreal. Like everything about it was top notch. And then I say game. That's funny because it's like a video game. Then the ride started, you know?
Yeah.
And what was your initial thought? You sit down in the seat. We've gone through this awesome queue. Uh-huh. We're given the gunner tickets. What are you thinking at that point? Let me tell you what I thought.
Okay. So again, going in no expectations, didn't really understand what we were doing. I knew it was going to be some sort of virtual thing, where it was like Flight of Passage where, you would sort of see rather than ride.
Not like a Haunted Mansion ride, but like a visual VR ride. Yeah.
So I knew that because obviously we're 6 deep in this little closet, it felt like. And knowing that the 50-year-old lady with her 15-year-old daughter were driving this thing, and then for one, the guy who the cast member that let us in, he goes, okay, so you're going to be up and your daughter's going to be left and right. I was like, we are going to throw up.
This is not going to go well.
This is not going to go well. And then I heard them then move from us, tell us what to do. Then they go to the 2 guys behind us, which was a father and son from the UK. And they tell them to press every button they can. And good luck.
They were the engineers. And ours, no, don't get me wrong. Ours was just pushing buttons too.
But I did appreciate, okay, so my initial, which was your question, my initial thought was, okay, let's do this. I wasn't really thinking about how I was going to feel. I wasn't really thinking about how it was going to get me all sort of floaty and motion sick. But I thought, I'm going to do the best I can because I don't want to let my Star Wars loving husband down. But I did initially when he's like, let's go, the guy, Hondo, right?
Yeah, there. Thank you.
That's because I googled it on my phone. But the initial, be careful and don't hit anything on your way. However, whatever his accent was, and so I'm thinking yes. So I start trying to push my gun button, and nothing's happening. There must be. I gotta wait, and then. I started pushing it again and noticed that I had blue and Woody had red, and I could see how he was so much better at shooting things than I was. And then there was a certain time when like a button would blink and I had to drop a grenade or a missile or something.
Yeah, you shoot a missile.
And I totally missed that every time. I didn't do well. Could have been that I attributed it to my own motion sickness, because if we would have blasted things, we wouldn't have hit them. And then I felt really bad for the kid behind me.
I did too. I did. Yeah, because when I sat down, the first initial thing when you sit in the ride is like, wow, we're in the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Like when you sit down,
that was really cool.
The cockpit is just, you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
And at this point though, for me, like I'm a nerd, right? In certain aspects of what I like. Star Wars is not one of those things. I love the world, and I'm lumped into it because I like sci-fi. But like I don't know every single term or every character. So for me at this point, I was like, all right, I'm good with this story. I don't need any more. I don't need. Yeah, I just want to fly. I just want to shoot. It doesn't matter to me, like what we're hauling. I don't care. Like at this point, I'm in there. Let's go. Like punch it. Yeah. Right. And then, so like you start, and I guess my initial thing was by this time, I really hadn't seen Chewie.
Right.
Or, anybody I recognized.
No.
And this is being my point of view, loving the originals, watch the prequels and the new ones. Like I know of everything.
Yeah.
But like at this point, I'm like, I haven't seen Chewie yet. That's weird. But then you take off, and it's like I instantly like, oh boy, we're gonna get sick. But I wanted to enjoy the ride, so you just try to block it out. The coolest part of the entire ride for me was when she punched it.
Yes.
Now, what was funny was they didn't know to punch it. So the kind gentleman behind us had to tell her, punch it, push it up, push it. He told her what to do. So my whole thing about this ride is that it's really based off who you're with in there. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I do not like those type of rides. No. I absolutely don't like
Cooperative? No.
I don't even, it wasn't even, one, the story is like a whole side thing. Yeah. And I know an unbelievable amount of work went into building this ride. And Imagineering, the story, everything. So I'm not at all knocking that. But for the casual person, you spent too much time on it. You didn't need to.
Right.
Like everyone just wants to fly the Millennium Falcon and do that. Like the whole getting the, I don't even know. The cargo and doing that was just like, and I know we're in space. I know it's going to be dark. I know that we're in the vastness, but like I would have loved to seen more lands as we flew, and we'll talk about the Avatar one ride later. But I don't know, like you just push buttons.
Yeah.
Like you're just pushing buttons the whole time.
And the buttons aren't even in front of you. You're punching buttons
to the right
and left. And so if you're an engineer, you're not even looking at the screens.
You can't even see what's going on.
That's what the gentleman said behind me was, I would have liked to have seen where we were going because I had to keep my head to the left to push all my buttons. And if I didn't push my buttons, then we weren't going to get any cargo, which we ended up getting one thing. Which
I don't even know if we won or lost.
We lost because the cast member goes, yeah, you didn't do so good.
Yeah.
We didn't get any cargo.
But here's the thing. I feel like it's too detailed.
It is. It's like, don't worry about the cargo. Don't worry about the guns.
It was way too detailed.
Just I wish that there was an animatronic Chewie in front of us and we just happened to be smuggled onto the Millennium Falcon. Then Chewie notices that we're there, and then all of a sudden we have to go turn around through dangerous space, and he's trying to get us back to Batuu or wherever we are.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Batuu. See, this ride, like we got off and it was just like, okay. I don't need to do it again. but it was just pushing buttons basically.
Yeah.
And like I said, the first time you know they punched it, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was okay. This is cool. But then,
So cool.
Then the rest of it was just like, yeah.
Because when you came out of what I guess hyperspace or warp drive or whatever it's called.
Warp drive of Star Trek.
Okay. When you came out of that,
Yeah.
and then you felt the whole ship sort of push forward and then move backward, like
Yes.
you felt that was really cool.
That was good.
Then it started to go in more to the story, and then that's when I was just like, I'm just gonna
I
punch
just didn't
buttons.
care. And I am like the
I
guy that will buy
I
a
know.
ton of merch. Like, like I'm just not that knowledgeable. I can't imagine like a grandparent coming with the grandkid and them sitting in the ride and be like, wait a minute, what? Okay. And then you're just pushing buttons, and it was like, I don't know. Like, it just wasn't my favorite. But like, I'm also the type that I like to just see Haunted Mansion and those type of rides. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
we did it.
We did it.
We did
So
it.
bravo for that. Will we do it again? Maybe not.
I don't need to do it unless they change the story.
They won't.
Like, yeah. So, I mean, unless
I don't know. Maybe they will. Who
I mean,
knows?
because like, it was almost too much. I just didn't need that much. They did a great job. In fact, almost too good of a job. But they made it like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm good. Let's do it.
So we're looking forward to Rise of the Resistance. We hope that it is more chill. We're not sure. Do you know? I don't know a whole
Just
lot
from
about
a
it.
little bit of the footage, it looks chill,
Yeah.
kinda ish, for
So-
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Chill-ish
we
for
look
Star
forward.
Wars.
We look forward for that. But we as a couple just loved Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge as a whole. We ended up eating breakfast after we got off Smuggler's Run, and we had a great. I believe we ate at the Docking Bay. I think that was the restaurant, and we got the Bright Sun's breakfast platter, which was so fun and so delicious. So
That
it
was
was
awesome.
It was like three cheese eggs. It had like pork sausage and purple potato hash, and then it also had a little mini Mustafarian lava roll.
Now look, it was served in like this. Now this is the attention to detail. This is what I'm talking about. Like even the silverware and the trays and everything felt like they had been there forever.
Yeah,
And so
but
you're-
they were futuristic at the same time.
exactly, yeah. So like you're eating breakfast out of this, like rustic, like black little container. There was actual metal, and it was at one point we were eating and I felt transported.
Yeah.
Like I like the scenes where like the slop is put on the table and like I felt like that. It wasn't slop at all. It was $14.99.
It almost felt like we were military.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, it really did feel like we were part of that world, and we were First Order or whatever, stormtroopers, whatever it is. I felt like I was a member of some sort of group, and this was my daily ration.
Yeah, it was good. It was authentic, and even the cast members they didn't call it money. There was credits.
Yeah.
It'll be like 21 credits or however much it was.
It was $10.99, so $10.99. We split it, which was perfect.
Yeah, we got that in a drink.
And a drink. So yeah, and it was delicious. The potatoes were my favorite. I loved that one were purple, and two, they just had such good flavor. It was like an onion sort of, like caramelized onion type flavor in there with the potatoes. They were seasoned well, and then you really liked the sausage, and the cheese eggs were good too.
It was great. It was awesome, and it was like that part I loved.
Yeah.
And we needed a second because we had just got off the ride, and so we sat down and we were just like our heads were spinning. So we sat down, ate breakfast, and it wasn't crowded. Mm-hmm. And by this time it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock maybe, I think. And it wasn't crowded at all, and it was nice, and it was just, again, attention to detail, like unreal,
delicious, and would go there again just to dine
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
We did get a look at the cantina. We could not eat.
No, we did not. We had not made a reservation.
Yeah, and there was a line, but you can tell the cast member at the door you just want to go in and look, and they go make it quick.
And see, here's one of the, and it again, like I'm saying the same thing. I broke a record. The DJ droid in there, everything in there was amazing. I felt a little bad for the people eating in there because one, you're limited to like 45 minutes, and it was like still 7:30 in the morning. So these poor people were coming in, and I almost felt like they were forcing themselves to experience a cantina, which is like in my opinion, a late night bar type thing.
Absolutely,
they were forcing themselves to be transported to a nighttime thing. It's 7:30 in the morning because that's the only time they could get it. And and you got people walking around looking, and it was just kind of like, oh, they're trying to enjoy their reservations they've booked way ahead, and here we are just gawking at them like, is the blue milk good? It's just like, I felt bad, but again, if we go and there's an opening, I would eat there. Absolutely eat there.
Yeah, absolutely. So visiting the marketplace, I asked Woody, I said, you don't see a whole lot of like Star Wars logos. You don't see a lot of like banners with Star Wars.
It feels like you are in an actual marketplace, and the stuff
it almost felt tagless. Like it almost is like everything in there doesn't have a tag.
Yeah, it was great.
Crazy. It's almost like a fresh market, open air. Every little outcrop is a little bit different. I loved the one with the cage and the little animal. If I'm a Star Wars fan, I would know the name of that little cat thing. But I did appreciate that. The bathrooms, hysterical story. I go to use the bathroom, and as I'm coming out and I'm starting to wash my hands, me and two other women are absolutely like clueless on how these sinks work. I couldn't figure it out. Now, the sinks looked like, again, very military, very camp like, boot camp like. If I don't know how to say it.
The only thing in the bathroom with I can't speak for the female. That it was the urinals and the toilets were the only like normal thing in there. So everything
there
else
was like an island of sinks that were standing on singular pipes, and it was like super minimalist, but again felt like it had been there for years, and they looked worn, and they looked like people just didn't care. They were going in there to do the thing and then come out. But then again, I'm like, me and this other lady, she was a couple years older than me, are looking to how you get the soap. And it took, Woody's probably out there going, what is she doing?
What is she doing?
But I couldn't figure it out, and neither could she. And then sure enough, a third lady walks up, and we're thinking maybe we'll just copy her. She's been here before. Nope. The three of us are standing there completely clueless. Finally, I just turn to my left. I go, well, maybe if I turn this button, it's going to be the soap release, turn the button. Oh, no. Apparently that is a cast member's way to refill the soap. So I unlock this whole thing, but in that saw the opening of where the soap comes out, and you literally have to, if you didn't know it was there, you would never have soap. So finally we figured it out. I walk across this little island of sink. I show the lady across the way, and then she shows the next lady. So maybe we just started something. Maybe, just maybe, we have now figured it out. And sure enough, the soap comes out, and I walk outside.
Hyper detail.
And I told him, I remember telling you, I said, go in that men's bathroom and tell me if you can get.
It was great. I mean, the whole, you literally feel like you're transported. Like it was like, it's, and the marketplace is great. It's got the lights strung above you, every little vendor in there, and the merchandise is fantastic.
Yes.
Like the branding, and it's subtle but in a cool way. It's so.
What was it? Black Spire
Outpost.
I love that.
And it's just, as an adult, you're already kind of self-conscious when you're in the toy aisle anyway. buying like pops and stuff like that.
Nah,
Like
we
you're-
don't care. We
Yeah.
don't care.
But then like you go here and it's like this is actual cool stuff. Like this is stuff that I would want out on the countertop of the house. Like this is stuff that's like legit, And I really appreciated that their merchandise. You could tell it's catered to adults. Like don't get me wrong, there's a ton of kid stuff, but there was like some awesome adult stuff too. So I really liked that. I liked that it didn't have like a Star Wars logo on it. It didn't, not everything was like the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It was actually like the Outpost, and it was themed for that area.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated.
It felt like you take off your stormtrooper uniform and this is what you would wear on a normal day.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. So we did not buy a lightsaber. We did go into the place where they are made.
Yes, because we chose to spend our money on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party instead of the $200 lightsaber, which I will admit looked awesome.
Awesome.
So if I had the $200 extra, I would have done it.
We visited this park twice on our visit because we hopped over on Halloween night when the party was going on. We had gone Tuesday, but it was also going on Thursday. So we had spent the morning in Magic Kingdom, and then we went back to Star Wars Land, or Galaxy's Edge, sorry.
Yeah.
And that is where we saw the assembly of lightsaber people. It's like the lightsabers come out
like
at
a
night.
Group. That was fun.
It was awesome. You wanted to have one.
That was fun.
It's like I felt like I was the kid who didn't have the lunch.
I was like, do I have extra $200? I could go real quick, but
you might have checked your balance when we were standing there.
I was like, no, I need gas money for the way home. So no, we're not going to do that today. But the quality looked great, and
that purple one, I just wanted
they
it.
lit the lights from them were fantastic.
It blurred your vision.
My gosh.
It was crazy.
So if you have the $200,
spend it.
I didn't make one, so I can't tell you about the process, but I know that the place that you go and the whole scene is just wonderful.
Yeah.
Like at first you hear $200 for a lightsaber. That's crazy. Then you go there and you see it like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right, that's good. Yeah.
It wasn't like a telescoping one.
No, not at all. You get a special carrying case.
Yeah.
And you could just tell the people that had them, like you looking at them, you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous.
And then we also did we went to the droid making sort of.
Where they make the droids.
And the thing that does totally make me appreciate Disney and their whole team of marketing is like, hey, let's build a droid play area. And then we walk by and we see all these young and old people playing with their droids on this special sort of platform. And I'm thinking, that is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I
that
want
made you
my
wanna do
droid to play with those droids.
And they looked like BB-8 style. I don't know what they call it, but
they were.
It looked real. It looked like a real little droid, like a little mini droid rolling around, and it was so well done. And,
it was.
And the case that they put them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
it was like you adopted a pet.
Yeah,
and you were carrying it around.
It was great. If we had extra money to burn, I would have left that place with a lightsaber and droid, and I'm 38 years old, so just. That whole theme was just, God, it was fantastic.
Brilliant.
And then we wandered over. All right, so this, again, tells you how casual we are in our knowledge. We didn't even know Rise of the Resistance was a ride coming soon. Like
I thought it was a movie coming out.
Yeah,
one of those on Disney Plus streaming,
I'm embarrassed
whatever.
To say that. I was
like, what the heck is Rise of Resistance?
And then so we walk over, we see this other entrance that what looks to be a ride, and there's a cast member waiting there, and we're like, what's that? That's not open. What is that? And then all of a sudden, like, we heard them talking about Rise of the Resistance, right? And so I Googled it, and it's like, oh wow, okay, so this is like the big ride for this park that had not opened yet, but from the few clips that I've seen, it looks, again, next level, like something we've never seen before. But that area of the park, you can tell that area they widened it up a little bit. I think for the crowds,
Yeah.
I think, it didn't feel as cozy as the other part of Galaxy's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
It felt more open, which is the Resistance and all that, very themed very well. But you could tell like that's going to be the big area,
Yeah.
right? Like where people are standing and
Mm-hmm.
character meets and stuff like that, which we saw Chewie walking around.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Kylo
cool.
Ren, we saw him.
Yeah, Kylo. But yeah, the land, but all the positives that we talked about, the land is fantastic. You have to see it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're not a hyper Star Wars fan, you will still appreciate the detail, the food, you're transported. You almost want to go back and watch a Star Wars movie after it. But yeah, I have a few things, but what do you give your grade of the land like? And then I want to talk about like what I felt was missing.
So I will give it a B on a
B.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I know where you're going. Har. So, I thought reasons for not an A for me is because I want to see Yoda. I want to see Luke. I want to see Han. I don't care what people say. That I want to be back when I would have loved to have seen like Tatooine. I would have loved to have been able to like, see some of I would have even really liked to have seen, what's the big blobby guy's name?
Jabba?
Thank you. I want to see him.
Yeah.
Like Ursula in Ariel's Grotto. Give me Jabba the Hutt on some nasty, like mountain crop. I don't know. Give me him. Then I go to that place where I was, 10 years old watching them with my dad. And I also appreciated, but that's why I don't give it an A. The B, yeah, high B, even a B plus. I was a little bit like, how in the heck are they going to transform you from Toy Story Land to Star Wars? Like, how is that going to work? How do you butt up two parks like that, or two lands in a park like that? And I'm loving how they did it. It really, they lengthened it enough. They gave you enough space from Toy Story that you actually stop hearing the buzz, whirlwind, spin, alien thing. You don't even hear it anymore. I don't know how Disney does it, but they change the way you hear, because you go from blasters and toy sounds and Slinky's the roller coaster and Jesse yelling how hoo to, okay, I just heard a ship fly over and the rocks now turned from toys to this cool like rock texture. And so I love that. I'm that person that's like, yeah, I'm going to check this out and I'm going to prove you. No, Disney did it to me again. Like slap me in the face. Shh, Laura, you don't know any better than they do. And then again, being with you in a place that I know you love made me love it.
Yeah.
So even though I'm not a giant Star Wars fan, this makes me like it more.
Yes.
So high B, B plus.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give it an A minus. Okay.
Okay.
Because as a sci-fi person, I don't think they could have done a better job at the attention to detail and the worn look, and then the ship sounds, and then that feeling of it. Like I absolutely, and when you walk in, like you can't see the whole park. Like you have to explore. And I love that. Like we had to go around corners, and then when we left, I kind of felt like, did we miss anything? Let's go back, because there were corners that we, and if you walk in it from one way, it feels one way, and you walk in it from another way, it feels different. So I just don't think they could have done any better. I really like, I was so impressed. I agree 100%. The only thing that's lacking to me, all right, so again, being the casual fan, I just don't know all the terms. I don't know the names. I just don't know the First Order Resistance. It's like all these factions that I'm just kind of like, yeah, they wear red. Okay, they're the bad guys. Awesome. I like their costume. That's where I'm at. Mm-hmm. And so for me, if I have to go into it knowing every single thing, it's kind of like, I appreciate it for what it is. It's awesome and cool and looks like another world. But then it's like, I understand it's supposed to be immersive, but it's almost too immersive, I think. It's you almost have to come armed with a backstory. And maybe that's the purpose of the park. I don't know. But for me, it was like, I absolutely I saw a Yoda plush and his cane, and that was it for the toys. And I would have loved to have seen, something from the original trilogy shown. More of the characters that I know that are original. Like I just don't understand, where is Yoda? Like he's
Where's
such
Vader?
Yeah, like they're such huge parts of Star Wars, and it's like, are you going strictly to the new stuff? Because I mean, I understand why, but I hope that you save some of the original for part of it, because I really feel like you're going to have the people that are like me and a little bit older that only saw the originals or the prequels. They really didn't even have any of the prequel stuff. And I know that's not everybody's favorite, but for me, it's like, where's Obi-Wan? Like where is he at?
Well, and we didn't see C-3PO.
Yeah, like
we didn't see R2.
I felt like I was at a random Star Wars place exploring, and there was no real identifying people to me. And maybe that's the purpose of the park. You make your own adventure. But for me, I would have geeked out even more if I'd have saw Yoda in a corner animatronic. Or we did run into Chewie, but he was on his way somewhere else, so we really didn't get him to look at us. The stormtroopers walking around were great. I wish there was more of that. I wish they marched through every 15 minutes. But yeah, I feel like maybe Rise of the Resistance will add some more to it. I don't know. Like, I loved it. We went twice. The merchandise, well, what we didn't say was it was super expensive. It was great, but like there was a sign I wanted in the droid place. And I was like, man, this is really cool. It's got a metal backing, like a glass front. It was just like a little 8x11 sign. I'm like, I would like that for my office. I picked it was $150.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it a hologram that I'm not seeing? So it was super expensive, and you have to come to that park with a ton of money.
Yeah.
To spend, especially if you have kids, because they're going to want everything in that park, that part. But yeah, I would give it an A-. I think they did a phenomenal job. I just would like to see more of the original stuff, and maybe they have plans for that. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's not the purpose of it. But for me, man, yes, you can cater to the newer stuff, and I think you should. They're quality, but there's something about the originals that you've got to at least, like, I don't know, trickle in there somehow. Because for us that are the casual people that don't know the names and the everything else, it was like, where's Leia at? It would have been cool to see a Leia walking around. And Rey is awesome, but for my generation, I don't resonate with the Kylos and the, I resonate with the other stuff. So, but I mean, I loved it. It was great. It made Hollywood Studios even better to go to. That was like, I mean, Magic Kingdom is on another level, but Hollywood is like it. I love Hollywood Studios, and that makes it like it also leaves with me like, man, I can't wait to the next land they do. Like if they did this, with this,
what's coming?
My gosh, in 3 or 4 years, whatever they announce is going to be unreal. Whatever they add, because it's just the detail. But Smuggler's Run wasn't my favorite. The world was great. The merch was great. It was expensive. But yeah, I don't know. Throw an animatronic Yoda in the corner in a swamp.
I did see a Wampa.
Yeah, that was cute.
That little guy. Isn't that one of the white snow things? Okay.
Yeah. But I think we'll save Animal Park for another one, because that is a whole nother conversation, because Smuggler's Run, like, I went way too deep into that one. But we'll talk about the Animal Kingdom in another one. But
awesome.
So Star Wars Land, you've got to go see it. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you can go and still appreciate it and feel like all of a sudden you get home and you're like, man, all right, I need to Google some stuff. Like maybe I should start watching this, or, so it really does. It's a wonderful experience. They did a great job.
They did a great job. Disney does it good. So that'll do it for this episode of Woody's Roundup. Thank you, Woody, for all of your knowledge and all of your fun tidbits of information. We appreciate you guys so much joining us, and come back, hang out with us again for another episode.